in the atmosphere? 21%. And then nitrogen? 78. So it means that the other 1% were other gases. So it means that carbon dioxide in the air is not supposed to be that much because it's dangerous, right? It's very, very dangerous. So news report said that the carbon dioxide level was usually at less than a tenth of 1%, but during that day it was 10%. The concussion of air in that village was 10%. So that was very, very dangerous and killed everybody in the village. So, yes, so that's the Lake Nyos disaster. So the famous location of Lake Nyos, which took place in 1986, right? It was in 1986, and killed a lot of people. So it emitted a cloud of CO₂, and a lot of people died by suffocation. So there's no oxygen in the air. You are trying to breathe and you cannot breathe. It's like somebody is strangling you and you die. So, and as I said, it was the usual level of carbon dioxide was a tenth of 1%. But during that day, it was near 10%. So this brings me to air quality monitoring, right? My topic was the air quality monitoring. So this was 1986, which means air quality monitoring was not something that people in Lake Nyos were thinking about. So normally they were living their life, they don't know that they were sitting here, so it felt something very, very dangerous. So it means that during their normal lives, the quantity of carbon dioxide was safe levels, like in that day, 10%. Right? There was no way to monitor carbon dioxide in the Lake Nyos. So that's why these people do not know that they were sitting on this. And they don't know the composition of the air, they don't know the composition of the pollutants, and this happened. So the government tried to rectify this by, I think, embedding pipes into the Lake Nyos, which sends out carbon dioxide in a safe level. So I think this might not happen again for a while. Yeah. So back to my topic, air quality monitoring. So it's the detection of pollutant levels by measuring quality and type, the quantity and types of certain pollutants in outdoor air. So the map that you can see here is the map that we use. We put monitors in these areas in the water. So in Modaberry, Makete, Miti, Bodisen, Monanjo, these 5 areas. We also had one in Lemti, but it was not really serious. It was not really consistent. That one is not considered it. So why is it? I think that you have mentioned all of this. But why is air quality monitoring important? Right? Why is it important? So we are mostly concerned with health. There are many people here with environmental background who are concerned with health. So the first importance was it helped to support research on health effects of pollution. Right? So what's the effect of air pollution on asthma, COPD, bronchitis, even diabetes, cancer? Air pollution is related to many illnesses, and air quality monitoring can help them. Once you collect your data, you can help to correlate. During periods of high PM2.5, was the number of observations, did it increase or did it reduce? Is there a correlation? Air quality can help with that. Air quality monitoring can help with that. And then estimation help with exposure risk, right? The person will see cacao. You said mold, right, in the company. So is it related to maybe pollutants in the air? If you collect data, you can maybe find out. Maybe yes, you can find out. So evaluating source-receptor relationships, see the same thing. And then characterizing air quality and trends. You want to know during the day, is the air quality bad? During the night, is it good? During the rainy season, is it poor? During the dry season, this is what air quality can help, and the data can help with, right? And then developing and evaluating mission control strategies, right? Like in the Lake Nyos, after they knew that yes, the level of carbon dioxide was high in the atmosphere, they went now to make sure that they released in safe levels. So this the collection of air quality data can help with this. Also providing data to run and evaluate models. We are now living in artificial intelligence and machine learning, as you said, right? I think you mentioned here. So air quality data can help with that, right? You build your model, you take many other predictors, and then you add with your air quality data, and you can have an outcome. Maybe you can know if tomorrow will be more polluted than today, or next will be more polluted. So all of this can help with that. So air quality monitoring is very, very important. Yes. So I think you mentioned about this Yaoundé, the Clean Air article that was done in Yaoundé. Yes, you mentioned a bit. So I wanted to ask you that, what did you guys use to collect the information on air pollution? I think you mentioned a study in Yaoundé that was done in Yaoundé. Okay, it was good. Did you go collect any data on air?
From research papers.
Okay, from research paper. Okay. So yeah, they said Yaoundé's air pollution exceeds regulatory limits. I think we spoke about AQI and the waste. So it existed, and these were mainly from roads, biomass, vehicles, industry, and they said road traffic was the highest. Road traffic was the highest. There are a lot of cars in Yaoundé and Douala, so this caused a lot of seriousness, right? A lot of air pollution. But it's urbanization. Everybody is moving down, so the population is only increasing. So these things only increase, right? These things only increase, and it's good to have the data to back that up. And also, they said there's limited government coordination. There's a lot of, when we went to the delegation, I think there's a lot of people who are doing their own data on that, they're doing their own research on air pollution. But it's not joined. Yeah, it's not synergized. Many people are doing it in this country, but the government does not know them, or they are doing it in their own corners. Yes, they are afraid of sharing the data, and there's a lot, but we need coordination. We need coordination. At least this workshop is a great start. Right? People need to be coordinated. There's need coordination and for that. So, and also they said implementing these clean interventions can save a lot of money, like approximately 224 million, and preventing deaths by 2040. So it's very, very important what we're doing.
Wait, that figure is for Cameroon?
Yes, for Cameroon. So, if anybody who knows particulate matter knows this diagram. So if you have ever seen anywhere they say particulate matter, you have seen this diagram, right? So these are the commonly measured air pollutants that we have. Particulate matter, PM 2.5, PM 10, PM 1.0 as you mentioned, right? And these are tiny particles that can enter the lungs. So they come from biomass, dust particles, and also domestic activities. Maybe they are cooking, maybe you shoot the house, they increase particulate matter in the atmosphere. As you were saying in the morning, this is PM 2.5, the diameter of less than 2.5. So it's diameter of 2.5 in the air. So your machine that will measure particulate matter will measure the diameter that is for PM 2.5, measure in particular diameter 2.5.
Or less.
Yeah, or less.
2.5 or less.
Or less, right? Or less. So, and this is 2.5, and then this is 10. So you see the amount of 2.5 that is in 10. Right? So it's very, very small, smaller, and it's very, very smaller. So this is a strand of somebody's hair, and that's the comparison, and then a grain of sand. So that's PM 2.5. It comes from, these are the sources. And then we also have carbon monoxide from vehicle emissions. So when, and also another source of carbon monoxide is from incomplete burning of fuels. So maybe if you have firewood or you want to start cooking, when you start cooking, the carbon monoxide level increases. Everywhere you light the match, and yes, the carbon monoxide, yes. So if you have maybe a monitor, you can see that. You can see another very point in that when cooking, the carbon monoxide levels they increase. So other measured air pollutants are sulfur dioxide from industrial processes. We live in Douala, right? There are many industries here. Also nitrogen dioxide, ozone, and then volatile organic compounds. So all these are commonly measured pollutants that we have. So there are three types of measurement devices that we'll be speaking about today. So one is reference monitors, air sensors, and air remote sensors. Right? We've been talking about those today. So for the first one, these are reference sensors. I think you refer to it, reference sensor. So I think the closest reference sensor to Cameroon here will be in the US Embassy in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Yes, the US Embassy in Nigeria, because the US Embassy here does not have. And with the policies that are coming out from America, I'm not sure that they are going to have anytime soon. Yes, so that's the closest reference sensor that we know of. Official, maybe some people have that in their own. That's the closest reference sensor that we have. So reference sensors are highly accurate, very, very accurate, very reliable, and they need to be in a fixed location. This is very, very huge. Very, very big, you cannot carry it, and it's very, very expensive, like I said. Very expensive. And also sensitive, they have a long lifespan, and again, the emphasis on the very expensive. They are very expensive. So a reference sensor can be accompanied with the lab to do maybe measure your samples, right? You collect the samples of a particular material and go to the lab, measure it. That's called gravimetry. You can weigh, you can say, okay, the number of Yes, it's like this. So I think that's the reference sensor. And then for air sensors, they are low in cost, as in they range like from $200 to $400. They're not too expensive. So they are very, very easy to operate. I think we're going to see some of them here. They are very easy to operate. Can measure some air pollutants, not all. They are less reliable, as they need to be calibrated with a reference sensor or other sensors. So you have to take their data with it. Yes. So fixed location. They can be in a fixed location, as you can see there, and also they can be ones that you can wear for personal air measurements. They are personal air measurements. They are not as sensitive. Yes. And then the last one will be remote sensing. So these satellites. So you can know the PM2.5 PM levels from afar from satellites. So there are methods for measuring pollutants at a distance without physical contact. So maybe a map will show like that. I try to do a map from your So next we'll move to air quality management, right? So air quality management is the process of monitoring, assessing, and controlling air pollution to protect public health and the environment, which is what we're mainly doing. We're mainly doing the first one, monitoring air quality using our sensors, and then monitoring stations to measure air pollutant levels. Also, we're doing a data analysis to analyze if when there's an increase in the spike in PM levels or a reduction in PM levels. And then we're doing regulation and policy, so we'll be talking to the Ministry of the Environment to tell them that, okay, this is what happened, this is the result that we have, like this. And then implementation of control methods. Mostly we are based now on public awareness. So when people know about something, this can help. We can already go out to maybe change the mind, because maybe there's a study that we can do, but public awareness is mostly what we are focusing on, and then public communication, like informing communities about air quality. So we are mentoring students and environmental clubs, and also telling them good practices for reducing air pollution. So I've now entered the part of our sensors. So the first one that I want to talk about is our purple air. Purple air. So it measures PM 1.0, PM 2.5, PM 10, and then temperature and humidity. So it measures all of that. So it uses light scattering. So if I were to put this on, I did not come with the charger, but if I were to put it on, it has certain lights here that it will blink every like 5 minutes. So when it blinks, it takes a snapshot of its surrounding air. So you will now record the particles of diameter maybe less than 1.0, less than 2.5, less than 10, and then you record the mass, right? So it measures. You can set it up to measure every 2 minutes. You can also set it up to measure every 1 hour, every 30 minutes. You can set it up to measure anyhow you want. So it's used light scattering. That's just what light scattering. In a simple terms, that's what light scattering is. You take a snapshot of the atmosphere and then you record what you want. So, if I were to buy this, right? If any of us were to buy this, first thing, there are two options. We can work with it offline, right? We can work with it offline. So here, it has a memory card. It has a memory card. So let me just. So it has a memory card that you can input into it. Once you put the memory card in it and you put it on, once you put it on, it starts recording. Right? It starts recording. So I'm going to pass it around, everybody can touch it so that it's a workshop. So everybody has to, yes. So you just remove the memory card and put it and input it. Just remove it and put it back in. Yeah. Yes. So put it back in and then pass it to the next person. So that's the first option. If you want to work with it offline, you can use the memory card. But we're living in Cameroon, right? We live in Cameroon that electricity is not guaranteed. So you cannot just work with it offline. You cannot just rely on having the data on your memory card. So another option is working with it online. So if you were to buy that and you want to work with it online, you are going to register on the map. Purple Air, they have a website. So you just go to map the Purple Air. Yes. So this is what the map will look like. Thank you, Melissa. So that's what the map will look like. Right? You see, these are people with their own sensors around Africa. I think it's loading. Okay. Now
is linked to lung issues. So we are really passionate about lung. And so it was founded, the answer, in 2018 by this man, Professor Bertrand Bachu. He's the DM of Dollar General Hospital, and he's also a pneumologist. He's a lecturer. He has so many caskets. That's why he could not be here. But we really represent him. He's really a simple man, and he's passionate about health, and he really wants to improve the life of his community. So he founded Elias, and we focus on raising awareness and we educate communities on many things. So far we have been working with, okay, before going where we work, so this is the support staff that you see. We have Prof, we have Mary, our finance, we have me, I talk a lot so I'm in comms, and you have Raisa, she monitors, as you can see, her monitoring everything, and you have the big boss, the data manager, who is dealing with air quality and everything. So a part of this is the support staff, but behind us we have a lot of researchers. We have people specialized in pneumologists because they are dealing with respiratory health, who are supporting us whenever we are having events. So we have a lot of things that we do, but what we are practically doing in now is transferring the knowledge, because we know things, but we think that if we were aware younger, we could have make better decisions. So why not empowering the younger generation so that they will go faster than us? The idea just came into our mind. We're like, okay, we will start in secondary school. We will monitor environmental clubs. Let them know everything that we know, raising awareness. This is even a sensor. I think she has it. Another one of our members, she's hidden in the in the garbage. She write her thesis with Elias. So from that, she was her supervisor, and she got the appliance from Elias. So we monitor environmental club. We teach them everything that we know about air pollution, waste management, first aid, everything around respiratory health. And you can see them. We were doing an exposure on air pollution, and they were answering questions. So with them, what we plan to do, we want to enlarge our network of sensors to schools, because we have realized that, okay, now we are breathing bad air, but you know, when you talk about the general population, it does not really move people. But when you tell parents that this is the quality of the air their children are breathing, don't you think that they will take action? So what we want to do, yesterday we were in the school in Bange installing a sensor so that we now monitor the air in order to have data and go to the government to let them know that, okay, this is what we have. What do we do then? So we are also good at grant writing. We were not lucky, but we were pleased to be selected by the EPIC program. So we are in between many projects at the time. The same team is also working with Clean Air Africa and other research projects. So the EPIC program is from the University of Chicago. Last year in the month of August, they launched an initiative because they have realized that in low and middle income countries, the level of air quality monitoring was so low. Meanwhile, some small information that they were having was high metrics of air pollution. So they wanted to install a kind of air quality network, and they wanted to sponsor people to install sensors in order to have metrics in order to take action. So we wrote a grant and we were selected. So in the beginning, Harrison asked me about the reference sensor, and I say almost. Normally, Dollar General Hospital is supposed to have a sensor, like by the end of the year, a reference sensor. Normally. So we write grants, and we are really keen to partner with people to write grants and to make health or public health move forward. So, and we also have partners, because you cannot do anything alone. Nobody is like too talented or knows everything. You need to partner. We were discussing now, and she mentioned something about something that we have never thought about, because you need partnership to evolve and to move forward. So before in this picture you will see me and my colleague Wu. We were at the delegation of environment. Before installing a sensor in a school, you need an approval. An approval from the Ministry of Secondary Education and an approval from the Ministry of Environment to attest that the appliance you are installing is not a bomb. Because what you can have a good heart, but let us say an explosion occur. They will trust people that are like, okay, maybe you were doing witchcraft and so you need to have authorization. And during those pictures, we were presenting the air gradient sensor to the delegation, and at the end, they gave us the approval for the installation. So they were really happy, and they are working with, they are looking for more organization to do such a thing. So it's not like a closed, like a hidden information, no. They really want people to come to the light, like people who are dealing with air quality, come to them so that they can check the accuracy of your data and inform also the government and the registration. They are located in Womenjo, Place du Gouvernement. You can go there and they will be happy to receive you. So now, we have talked about Elias. Now, what is your silence? You are not waiting for that question. You asked me questions on Elias, right? In the beginning. It's my turn. So in this air pollution, because I feel like we are concluding the day, and I want us not to go back just thinking about Elias has done this or Isaac has done that. I want you to take the thing to your own heart. Like air pollution, you breathe. As long as you live, you breathe. So you cannot stop breathing like, I will not breathe so that air pollution will not concern you. So, what is your role in this fight? Who can help me? I'm running out of breath, so I need to silence myself a bit and breathe. Who can help me? Who wants to say something about his role? My darling friend, yes?
We as the individuals should have
You're saying something so interesting, but I believe that they are not hearing because of that. Can you increase your voice?
we as an individual need to learn how to manage risk and to prevent pollution.
Manage risk as well as prevent pollution. Okay, the neighbor.
I think our role as people who are connected from
Okay, he thinks that our roles is so that as we are coming out of this seminar, we should spread the good news like gospel. Okay, now it's a bit, the answers are perfect and I really like you. Thank you. Now, talking about like you, I want the next answer to be really onto you, the endorsement. What do you think? What do you think that you want to do out of this day or out of this presentation? What has changed your perception in your mind? Or what do you think that you can do to better air quality? Nobody? I want to say, me, I'll start, and I hope that somebody will follow me. Me, I'm not a scientist. That's something that I'm always joking with my colleague. They are all scientists, but I'm not a scientist. I'm a communication officer. So I was taught how to communicate. And when I came across, like 2 years ago, I knew nothing about air pollution. 3 years ago, nothing about air pollution. I just discovered the field, and I realized that, okay, I'm breathing. My husband will breathe, my children will breathe, so everybody around me that I love will be affected. So I need to take action and to do something. What capacity do I have? I know how to talk. I know maybe expressing myself in front of people. Can I use this in order to better this fight? Exactly. So now that's why I'm doing what I'm doing in the association. So I just want to encourage you to think about your potential. Nobody is, if you're not a scientist, nobody will ask you to go to do science or think about your field and what you have. Like now, as we are talking. For example, we still mentioned something. There is household air pollution. He mentioned something about cooking and being infected. Maybe in our next participation we can emphasize on that. Do you know that people die out of cooking with charcoal?
Yes.
For example, just changing habits is already a contribution. So I just want us to think like that. And also to research. So our last slide is this one. There are many small opportunities around air quality and air pollution. It's not just to talk. If you go on LinkedIn, if you search for things, you will see trainings, you will see information where you can be selected, you can do things. There is the Pan-African Thoracic Society, the EPIC University of Chicago, OpenAQ, free training that you can do in order to be empowered and contribute to the fight. So, because at the end of the day, we should remember that pollution will eat you alive if you do nothing. So, that's all for us. Thank you very much.
And all of you for coming. So please take pictures. Cameraman is there. Take pictures with that frame.